Hey guys, my name is Rubani Singh. I'm a ex-student of Aapka Academy, Mumbai. Recently, I'm interning at the academy and I'm preparing for Junior Pastry Cup also. So we had a competition, but it got postponed because of the coronavirus. So today we're going to be making lemon butter cake. It's a really easy recipe. I'm sure everyone has the recipe. It was on the story. So if anyone's making it, great. It's a really easy recipe. You can use this recipe to make various variations of this cake. It doesn't have to be lemon. You can put your orange zest in this, or you can put any various essence, or you can also make a chocolate cake out of this recipe by adding cocoa powder. So we're just gonna start. I'll show you the ingredients. We have 70 grams of butter, 145 grams of sugar, 50 grams of eggs, we have 108 grams of flour, 2.5 grams of baking powder, and 2 lemon zests, and we have some 100 grams of cream. That's all we need for the cake, and later on, once the cake is baked, we're gonna dust some icing sugar on top and put some lemon zest. So the first thing what we're gonna do is we're using the creaming method to make this cake. So there are a lot of variations of methods that we use to make different kinds of cakes. Since this is a butter cake, it's more of a heavy compared to other cakes. It's a little more dense. So we don't need to aerate it a lot. We just need to make sure all our ingredients are incorporated well. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our butter and sugar. One thing really important while making this recipe is to make sure all your ingredients are at room temperature. The reason is, suppose when we're creaming butter, sugar is what the first thing we do. After we cream our butter and sugar, we're going to add our eggs. Suppose if our eggs are not room temperature, they're colder than our butter, what happens is our butter starts solidifying because of the sudden shock it gets, and it looks like a split consistency. So we don't want that. We want our ingredients well incorporated and emulsified properly.
Chef Dean is saying hi, Rubani.
Hash. Okay. So we're gonna cream our butter and sugar together first. Butter was at room temperature. You can see that already quite soft and at a creamy consistency. If it was cold, it would have taken more time to get at room temperature and be at this consistency. So we just need the sugar to dissolve properly in our butter. Here I've used caster sugar, but I'm sure a lot of people don't have caster sugar at home right now or won't be available. So you can just use granulated sugar and put it in the mixie for a few seconds till it becomes a little fine. Don't make sure to mix it a lot, otherwise it will become powder. We don't want that. Okay. Just till it's creamed, we're gonna add our eggs right now in a slow stream. If we put the whole thing together, it won't emulsify properly. So make sure you put it in a slow stream and make sure your eggs are at room temperature. want to mix it too much. It's not a really aerated sponge. Now we're gonna add a cream, also room temperature, and in a slow stream.
We have a question.
Emulsified well.
Somebody is asking, is there a substitute for egg?
Yes, so the substitute for egg is you can use either yogurt or buttermilk for this. So you have 50 grams of eggs in your recipe. You can use 30 grams of buttermilk and a half a teaspoon of baking soda. We need to add baking soda for this is because I'm sure if you make it eggless, the product won't be similar to this. The texture will be a little different and the rise will be lesser compared to the one with egg. But to make it eggless, you need to add baking soda so that it reacts with the buttermilk. Fresh cream over here. You can also use heavy cream instead of fresh cream, or you can make cream with your milk. Malai is what we call it in India.
Somebody is asking, can this mixing be done in a mixie?
In a mixie, if you have a food processor, that would work. In a mixie, I've never really tried it, but you can go ahead and try it. But make sure you use this method, like first you cream your butter, then incorporate your eggs, and then put your cream and then your dry ingredients. If you put all the ingredients together, there would be chances of having lumps in it. So make sure, I'm sure you can make it in a mixie. You can use a hand whisk also, or you can also use a wooden spoon. That would also work. Okay. We don't want to mix it a lot, just well enough to incorporate it. Here I have flour, baking powder and some lemon zest. I have already sifted this with a sieve. It's really important to sift it so that we don't have any lumps in our batter and no impurities, because our local flour might have some impurities, and also to incorporate a little bit of air inside our flour. To add the whole thing together, we want it well incorporated. We don't want any lumps. Mix it too much because flour can develop gluten, so we don't want gluten to develop in our cake batter. So don't mix it too much after adding your flour. And also because we added lemon zest, if we mix it for too long, your batter can start curdling up, so we don't want that to happen.
There are a lot of new people tuning in. You want to give them a recap of what you're making? So
we're making lemon butter cake. Lemon butter cake, I'm sure you all have the recipes, it was on the story. It's a simple method, it's not a really complicated cake. You have So first thing, you need to make sure all your ingredients are at room temperature, because if one of your ingredients are cold, like so for example if your eggs are cold, then your butter will start solidifying and get a sudden shock because of that temperature, and your batter is going to look split. So make sure all your ingredients are at room temperature. The first thing we did is we creamed up butter and sugar together till it's light and creamy, just dissolve, not too much. Then you slowly incorporate your eggs, then your cream, and we just mixed in our dry ingredients. We don't want to mix it a lot, we don't want gluten to start developing in our batter. One more thing about lemon cake, it was first made in England, I think, and it came from actually the pound cake. I'm sure everyone knows about the pound cake. They just took the pound cake recipe and added lemon zest in it. Nothing too complicated about that. Just a nice. The reason we use lemon zest in this recipe is because lemon zest, I think, extracts the flavor of lemon a little bit more than the juice. The juice is a little more diluted flavor of the lemon. So using lemon zest is actually better, and it also maintains your moisture content in your batter. So better to use lemon zest.
Somebody is asking the amount of baking soda.
Half a teaspoon. For eggless recipe, right? In this recipe, the one with eggs, there's no baking soda. There's only baking powder. So after you're done making this batter, since this doesn't have any baking soda, it's fine to let it be out for a while, because if you're making a cake with baking soda, it's better to put it for baking as soon as possible, because your baking soda starts reacting with your acid in your batter. So it's better to bake it, with this recipe, since it has a lot of fat content, we're going to put this in our mold, our tin. I'm using this tin for the lemon cake. I've just lined it with, a light brush of butter and some flour dusted. Make sure to remove the excess flour also. We don't want a thick layer. We just want to create a barrier between our tin and our batter so that it comes out properly. Otherwise, if you want to use a normal round tin, it's preferred to put a parchment also as lining. It comes out better. It doesn't stick at all. But if you don't have parchment, this also works. You can also use oil if you don't want to use butter. So we're going to chill this batter for minimum 4 hours in the refrigerator. It's important because the fat content is more. That's why we want it to all solidify, and once it goes into baking, it gives it a better rise to our cake. Piping stand, you can see. This batter is quite thick to put directly in our cake tin, so prefer to pipe it in your tin. Then if you don't have a piping bag, it's fine, you can just put it directly also, but just make sure it's even and it doesn't have a lot of air pockets, unwanted air pockets. You can also put orange zest. That also comes out great in this recipe.
How long do you have to refrigerate the batter for?
Minimum 4 hours, but preferably overnight is better. But if you don't have the patience, you can also bake it directly, but the product won't be same. So it's preferred to, refrigerate it overnight. Make sure you pipe evenly, and just don't overfill your tin. I'm filling for this tin about 3/4 of the tin. Okay, will be fine. So since this has to chill for around 4 hours, we already have a cake already chilled and baked. Okay, after putting your batter in your tin, make sure to remove the excess air bubbles. Just tap it, even it out. Use your spatula also if it's a little uneven. Just make sure it's flat.
What is the reason behind overnight refrigeration?
As I said, the reason behind overnight refrigeration, because there's a lot of fat in this cake, we want all of that fat to solidify before it bakes. So as soon as we put it for baking, it gives a better rise to the cake and a better crumb structure. You can also bake it, it's fine, you can bake it directly also, but it's preferred to chill it and then bake it. It gives it a better structure to the cake. So we're gonna chill this for 4 hours. Obviously we can't be live for 4 hours, so we have a cake already prepared. When it comes out, it looks something like this. We just put some icing sugar on top, and here I have some lemon zest I just cut out into thin slices. So as you can see, it's a really easy cake to make. It's fine if you don't want to refrigerate it. I'm sure a lot of people, like even my family, they don't have the patience to wait for so many hours for a cake to be eaten. Like my family, they don't even wait for it to cool down, they just want to eat it hot. I get it, but it's preferred to get a better rise to the cake.
So what is the baking time and temperature for the cake?
Yes, so it depends on your oven which you're using. The oven I have, it's a OTG oven. I baked it at 170 degrees Celsius for around 50 minutes. Since this is the portion size is quite big of this cake, it takes a little more time to bake. But if you're baking a smaller cake, we prefer to bake it at a higher temperature for lesser time. Okay, and also make sure you make a sample first. Test it out according to your oven, according to your ingredients. Test it out first, and then make it properly if you want to go ahead with this cake. But it's quite easy, it's quite simple, and yeah, I'm gonna just dust some icing sugar on top. also, cover it with royal icing or any of your favorite frostings. That's also fine, depending on you.
Can you repeat the time and temperature again for the baking?
Sure. So, depending on your oven, you can bake it at 170 degrees for around 50 minutes. That's how much I baked it for. But make sure you test it out first according to your oven. If you're making a smaller portion of this, make sure to increase the temperature, probably 180 degrees for a lesser time. But you need to make sure you have an eye on your cake all the time. And when you know your cake is done, just take a toothpick or a knife also works. Poke it in, leave it there for a few seconds. When you remove, your knife will be clean. That's when you know your cake is done. So make sure not to over bake it and make sure you don't under bake it. Also keep an eye on the color of your cake. Yeah. Any questions?
Someone asked, don't need to put butter lines for even crack.
So because I use this tin, doesn't really make sense to put butter on this kind of a shape. If you're using more like a rectangle or a square tin, it's preferable to pipe soft butter, one line across your tin and bake it after, because what happens is you get an even crack just in the middle. Otherwise, if you don't put your butter, you'll get very odd uneven cracks, which doesn't look really pretty.
What have you decorated the cake with?
So I just dusted some icing sugar and I cut few thin slices of lemon zest and put it on top. That's it.
And what is the shelf life of the cake?
So if you wrap it nicely, it's very important to wrap your cake, wrap it nicely, and it can last in the chiller for some weeks, 2-3 weeks probably. Or if you keep it in the freezer, maybe longer. But yeah, since this has a lot of cream also in it and eggs, so the shelf life is not a lot. So it's preferred to eat it fresh. Like I always say that eating fresh products is always better, because nothing's better than a fresh cake or a fresh bread. Keeping it in the chiller just reduces the actual flavor and essence of your product.
Do you preheat the oven?
Yes, you preheat your oven for around 30 minutes, or depending on your oven how long it takes, but make sure you preheat your oven before putting it to bake.
Do you want to cut it for us?
Cut the cake. Ensure. As you can see, it's quite a simple, elegant cake, and I'm sure your parents would love it because it doesn't have a lot of hoo-ha going on top of it. Because I know parents don't like all of those icing and things. So just a simple cake, you can enjoy it with tea, coffee, breakfast, up to you.
Awesome. Someone's asking you to post stories of the recipe again.
Okay, I'll post it. It's on the story, but
you can maybe recap it right now.
Yeah, sure.
Quick
so
recap.
The recipe is recipe is butter. 1 second, I'll just go around. So I have used around 1.5 of this recipe for this cake tin, because it's a bigger cake tin. But you need to make your batter according to which cake tin you're using and the size of it. So the butter is it's 70 grams butter. Sugar is 145 grams. 50 grams of eggs, 100 grams of cream, baking powder is 2.5 grams. Now I know a lot of you all will struggle calculating 2.5 grams. So baking powder, just one pinch is around 1 gram, so you can calculate it accordingly. So 2.5 grams of baking powder, 108 grams of flour, and lemon zest is 2 numbers. So I have used our Indian lemons for this, but if you're using Italian lemons, which have more flavor and it's more stronger than our regular Indian lemons, probably use lesser of it. You need to try out that recipe. But I'm sure like Italian lemons are very hard to get in India anyway, so you can use 2 of these Indian lemons, that would be fine. Or if you want to put any other zest or any other essence is also fine. If you want to make a vanilla cake out of this recipe, or chocolate cake, or orange cake, that's also okay. That's it. So the baking, I'll just repeat the baking temperature and time. According to your oven, obviously, I have baked it at 170 degrees for around 50 minutes, depending on the color and the size. That's it. So I hope you all enjoyed this live. Make sure to try out this recipe and make sure to tag me and the Academy page. My Instagram handle is Le Boulange Perfect. I'm sure I'll tag you on it will be on the Aapka story. So you all can check out my page also. Thank you. Bye. Hope you all enjoyed the live.